Greetings, Patrick here. 8 Questions with, and hello, welcome to the show. That's right. 8 Questions with, a brand new week, a brand new slate of shows for you guys, and yeah, can't wait to get into it. Now we will be having an abbreviated week this week. We're only going to do 2 shows, and that is because we are doing a show on Friday night. We're doing a watch party with film director, screenwriter Michael Cassie, and we're going to be doing Hunter's Moon on Friday at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. And so we tried this before. We did this last month with director, actor, screenwriter Joe Cornett, and we were joined by Sean Murray and Carrie Goodwin, and we had such a great time, and everybody got really involved with it, and it was a lot of fun. And so I thought we'd go ahead and do that again. Hey, Captain Cheetah. I like the sound of that. Hey, Joshua, how are you? How are you? Glad you guys are here. Hey, Anthony, how are you? Let's see. And Anthony says he had a job training program interview yesterday. We will hope that it is a major success. Yes, we will be talking with actress and makeup artist Heather Harlow will be here with us tonight in about 15 minutes or so. And we're going to be talking to Heather about all sorts of fun things, including acting in a movie with a fellow tuber, a friend of ours, and we'll be talking to him about that. We've seen the previews of it; it looks really fun, and so we'll talk to her a little bit about that. We'll talk the movies, some of the movies that Heather has done. Is Camp Blood, 666 Part 2. She's done The Art of Killing. Um, Let's see, The Inn, which is coming out soon, which I'll be looking forward to seeing. Christmas Revenge, where she played an elf, and Curse of the Weredeer. How could you go wrong with that? Curse of the Weredeer. So we'll be talking to Heather about that film. She played Mrs. Johnson in that movie, and we'll find out if she had to actually act opposite a real weredeer, because those are a thing. Uh oh, look out, ladies and gentlemen. We got a celebrity in the house. Big tuber Eerie Frog is in here. If you're not following Eerie Frog, do so. He's a massive celebrity. He's got his own group going on. Frog Famous. Just type in hashtag Frog Famous and see where Eerie Frog is and hop into. Um, yeah, not doing too bad, Joshua. Not doing too bad. It's weird though. Last week we had we had beautiful spring weather, beautiful, and then 3 days ago we started getting snow. Yes, I can't either, Stephen. That's going to be a lot of fun. Chanel's going to be she's going to be a lovely guest. I can't wait either. I just got her to tell. I told her that she has to say hi to me back on Instagram so I can send her some more information. You know how Instagram is now. Whenever you do a private message, a DM on Instagram, you're only allowed it to one time send a message until the person answers back. Once they establish that you guys do want to talk to each other, then you can do that. But you have to wait until the other person writes back. It's some bullshit, but that's Instagram for you, though, right? Um, so yeah, so that's what we're waiting for now. So Instagram's been doing that now for like the last 3 4 months, Stephen. Yeah, if you go to type in somebody, like let's say you type in like me, let's say you typed in, "Hey Patrick, what's going on?" And I see your note there, but until I write you back and saying, "Hey Stephen, what's going on?" That's the only note you'll be able to send me. You won't be able to send me anything else until I answer you. That's the new thing. It's absolutely weird. Now groups might be, I don't know about, yeah, I think groups might be different. Groups you might be able to talk. You might be able to talk without that. I'm not sure, but I know for one to one, it's you have to wait till the other person writes back. That's why I told her to send me a message back to say hi to my Instagram, so I can send her all the information. Um, so yeah, last week was absolutely perfect, perfect weather. This week it snowed 3 days in a row. Now, not snow as far as accumulation, but it has been cold enough for it to snow, and it has you come outside and all of a sudden this you look up and there's snow dropping on you in March, middle of March, late March. Um, Hopefully, Haley is doing well. I know she had that issue. I hope that resolved itself. Not a fun thing. Not a fun thing. And speaking of ailments, we definitely got to send out a shout out to our good buddy uh, Dave from Savage Zombies Reviews. Had a really bad back. Really looks like he's laid up. Wow, very painful. Back injuries are a bear. Let's see. I'm hoping she wears the necklace. Chanel's horror necklace is the first piece of jewelry I bought for a celebrity. It was designed by Jessica Cameron Thomas. Oh, okay. So Jessica made some jewelry, did she? Nice, nice. Um, so let me tell you why I get a chance before our guest gets here. I should tell you that we do have stuff going on here. We do have stuff going on. So tomorrow night we will be welcoming in a producer and Nikki Natur, and she's going to be bringing an actor named Jude Fox is going to be joining us. We were going to interview Deanna Kinman. Let me make sure I write that right. I always mess up the names. We're gonna talk with Nikki and Deborah. Oh my God, Deanna. God, that's the reason why right there. This is why I have to have a calendar. So we were going to talk with Nikki and Deanna yesterday or tomorrow. Oh Lord, can I start this all over again? We're going to talk with them tomorrow, but Deanna could not make it. So an actor named Jude Fox will be joining us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So it will be a panel discussion tomorrow. Nikki and Jude will be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, and we will be talking all sorts of things, including podcasts, including one. I'm not. This is the first. This is the first podcast that we have done, a drama podcast, and the creators behind that. Since we had Lord Hunter Drago, and on the show, and in fact, man, I really need to get in touch with those two. Let's see. Uh, oh gosh, Stephen, for Friday. Oh, Friday we're going to be done way before that. Friday's show will be at 9 o'clock. It's going to be with Michael Cassie. We're going to be watching Hunter's Moon, and we're going to be joined by our friend that we met last week, film director Khalil Neal will be here with us as special guest, and we're going to be talking Hunter's Moon on Friday at 9 p.m. Now, we did this once already. We had a lot of fun with it. I'm looking forward to the same thing this Friday. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. And then next month, we'll be here with Joe Lujan. Joe Lujan will be here with us, and we're going to be watching Rust 3. Rust 3. That will be on April 12th. Yeah, that's right. Now, I try to get a bootleg copy of Axe Grinder 7. I could not get a bootleg copy of Axe Grinder 7, but maybe we can do that later. Oh, hey, Steven, what's up, buddy? Didn't see you there. Oh, man, busted. Uh-oh. That's right. My balls! All right. So next Tuesday, the 26th, we will have our fellow YouTuber, Cinephile, will be here. Sin from Sin's Corner will be making her first appearance onto the show. And Sin is a delightful young lady. She has a tremendously popular channel. She does all sorts of reviews, deep dives, panel discussions. If you know anything, if you want to know anything about movies, it's all about Sin's Corner, and she will be here, and we'll be talking all things movies. We're probably going to be talking a little bit about. I really am. We're going to be talking a bit about all sorts of physical media. about the new movies coming out. What are her favorite movies? All sorts of good things. So that will be on Tuesday, the 26th at 8 o'clock. On the 27th, we have the lovely Carrie Goodwin will be here with us at 8 p.m. This will be a solo interview, one-on-one interview with actress Carrie Goodwin. Now, you've seen her on the show where we did our watch party for Gunfight at Rio Bravo. Now she's coming on here to the show to do a solo interview. And I cannot wait. I have a lot of fun questions for Carrie, and she's very talented and she's very skilled. She can ride a horse. And we'll be talking about all sorts of good stuff. There's our good friend Mike from the UK. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. We're going to be talking with. I've been watching you from the outside with your negotiations, Mike, with Karen. I've been staying out of that. I'm just sitting there watching the interactions go like, what time can we do this? What can we, it's been fun, and watching you guys firm up your date. I cannot wait for that interview. It's going to be awesome. I will have a front row seat for that. Then on the 28th, the last show for Women in Entertainment Month, I reached over and I poached a Polonia pal. That's right, I poached a Polonia pal. We have actress Greta Volkova will be here with us. But she told me she wanted to come onto the show anyway because I have a cat. And the other podcast that she's been on, won't name any of the names of the podcast that she's been on, she say that I want to come to your show because you have a cat. So just letting you know that's, sometimes the guests come onto the show. They don't want to meet me. They want to meet Paladin. So there you go. But Greta has done a lot of fun films, including Sharkenstein and Bigfoot versus Zombie. We'll be talking all things films and independent films with Greta, and she'll be here on the 28th. And I'm looking forward to that. She's a very nice young lady, and I've seen her on other podcasts, and she's really a fun guest to talk to. Woohoo! Then we roll into April. April is coming up. Wow, April is here already. Yes, and we will be kicking it off on April 2nd. We'll be having film composer, producer Sean Murray will be with us. He will be here with us at 8 p.m. This guy has absolutely crazy amount of credits. He is a fantastic composer. If you love action films, chances are you've heard of Sean Murray score. And it's exciting. He has done so many great movies. Hey, Mayanne, how are you? Hi, Professor. We will be starting here shortly, about another 2 minutes or so, and then Heather will be with us. Let's see. Turns out today it's Men's Day, so happy Men's Day to all my peeps. All right. Let's hear it for guys. Yay, guys. All right. Let's see. On Thursday the 4th. Speaking of that, I hope he's okay enough to do the show. But we actually did schedule Dave from Savage Zombies Reviews to come in and hang out with us on Thursday. We're gonna do a double header. We're gonna do Savage Zombies Reviews in the day, and then we're gonna be welcoming in the lovely Chanel Ryan in at night. Chanel Ryan will be here with us at our regular time at 8 o'clock. And oh, by the way, Chanel Ryan also loves cats. And then on Friday the 5th, April 5th, the first week, I'm so happy to have her on the show. I've been waiting for this, and I really wanted to do this, and I'm so glad we're doing it. We're going to be talking to the host of the ISC Midnights. That's right, she's hosting the April edition of the show. I already know the movie she's picked out, but I'm going to wait for her to tell us. And that will be Mary Wilson will be with us on Friday the 5th. Friday the 5th, Mary Wilson from the ISC Midnight Show that you guys all know and love. And as you know, that we will be doing that on the 31st of March, and we will be watching Consecration along with Ben from Cadaver Club and Horror with Haas. That's right. Working hard. That's right. Working really hard. Thank you guys all for coming in. Yeah, we really are hoping for I really am hoping for that too, Professor. I saw the picture he posted on his Instagram. Yeah, he did not look happy. So hopefully he can get his back. Hopefully they can fix that. Hopefully they can do that. Um, yeah, so we have a lot of things going on. I got a couple of other things in the mix. One will be we got two guests coming to the show. I don't want to announce them yet until I get them down on the dates. One will be a returning guest, and they are doing their very first feature film directing debut on Saturday, March 23rd, this weekend, and we all need to show up for it. I know some of you guys are sitting there going like, "Oh hell no, Patrick! I ain't watching no Hallmark movie." What the hell you are? You will be watching it, or else I will unleash the cheetah. Um, yeah, so Shifting Gears is on Saturday night at 8 p.m. on a Hallmark channel. And why is that so special? I guess I should tell you why. Because she is going to come onto the show and talk about it with us. It is our friend Crystal Lowell's first film that she's directed, feature length film. That's right, Crystal, who you've known from Insomnia, you know from Hollywood Hot Tub, you've known from all the Hallmark movies that she has done, including Signed, Sealed, Delivered, which was an excellent show, one of my all-time favorites. But she is doing her very first Hallmark movie. She's directing her very first Hallmark movie, and we can't wait for it. And the other guest that we're going to working on, I'm going to wait until I put that on the calendar before I announce it, but let me tell you, I was blown away when I asked if they wanted to come on to the guest, and they said yes. They currently will be going to be going on a shoot, and they're going to be coming back. And when they come back, we got them, and I cannot wait to talk to him. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I'm like, there's just no way that's just going to happen for us. All right. Hold on here. Looks like Heather's trying to get a hold of me here. Hold on. Uh, Okay. Give me 1 second, folks. Give me 1 second, folks. Okay, Heather is here. Ta-da! All right. Okay. So you are sitting in the pit stop waiting for your car to get fixed.
No, I'm actually at home. My car, it was like 2 in the afternoon. They said that they would have it ready by close, and it's 7 now, 7:06, and they're still working on it. So I had to walk home I dropped it off and walked home 30 minutes. And so I'm like, I called him like, hey, I'm about to do an interview. Um, can I come get it really quick? And he's like, no, I'm still working on it. So I didn't I didn't want to have, sorry, a piece of hair was flying around. So I figured we can just chat until he calls me, or, it may be, he said, I said 2 hours. He said, probably not that long, 30 minutes to an hour. So,
Yeah,
um,
my money's on that he won't have it done. Mechanics are never on time. They
so
really they
we'll just chat away till but I just
yeah.
didn't want to have to up and leave. And you'd be like, I mean, we could even, it's only like, it's 2 minutes away. I could take a pause and come right back. It's not, it's not far, but my friend works overnight. She works swing shifts at the hospital, and she's my ride to pick it up. I could walk back to pick it up, but, yeah, it's going to be
No,
dark. So
we'll just go as long as we can. Hopefully, like I said, I don't expect him to call you. I tell you the
yeah.
truth. I no, I
If
mean,
nothing else, we'll do a second follow-up show. But yeah, I was like, shit, I don't know what to do. Because last time we were supposed to chat, I had some internet issues
no,
or
you had
something happened.
yeah, you had a rehearsal. You had a dress
Oh,
rehearsal.
that's probably right. You're right.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's one or the other. I hate the internet. So, but yeah, it's good to see you, and I appreciate you. And my car's been in the shop a lot, so it was just a small leak that was going into my alternator, so I had to have a new thermostat. Even though the thermostat wasn't broken, that's just where it was leaking. So anyway, uh,
Did you want to take an axe to it? That would be axe
I
grinder
do.
8, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
remember Office Space with the printer,
That's right.
with
That's right.
the baseball bat? I would love to.
You can actually do axe grinder 8 right now. We'll take your little phone, go out there, and just have you sit there with the axe and go like, I'll straighten you out.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have a talk with my car.
Mhm.
I my main focus is acting, and so all my money, all my everything goes back into that. And so when I'm not on set, I have to pay the bills in between. So I DoorDash and Instacart a lot.
Oh, sure,
um
sure.
yeah, so I can kind of be my own boss. So me and my car have arguments quite often, but she's a good girl. She's just ornery sometimes, but I need her to
Okay.
work. I
Now
need her to
that tells me one thing. That tells me one thing, Heather. It tells me that your car has a name. Does your car have a name?
Yeah, Betsy. Betsy. Yeah,
Of course,
yeah.
of course. Yeah, Hobbs is our good friend Hobbs Horse here. He was a Door Dasher as well. He's a Door Dash for life. In fact, he's actually got a segment on his channel, which you guys can go look up on a playlist called Dashing for Horror. And it was really, it was. That's what he did. He would go out there, he'd make money doing the Door Dash, and that'd be the money that he used to get movies.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Back
Yeah,
when we had back when we had video stores, because he go to
right.
now. What state are you in?
I'm in Illinois.
Okay, so you remember Family Video then,
Oh,
right?
we just had one that closed. Our last one closed, I would say, last year. They turned
Yeah.
it into a Dollar General. Like, we need another Dollar General. I
No,
miss
we
it.
don't. We don't.
Yeah.
But that's what Hobbs would do. He takes his money and he go to the Family Video and the DoorDash for horror. I thought that was a really a fun idea,
It
original.
is. You can make really good side money doing it, and it enables me to travel when I need to be on set. And then I also work for the park district, and they're at the golf course, and so but that's only November through April. No, I said that wrong. That's when I'm laid off. That's April through November.
Yeah, you're just not ready to
So
go start. I would think
yeah,
next month,
yeah,
right?
next month. Yeah, yeah. So, but it's just they both know that acting is my main priority. So both of them. I mean, I guess DoorDash doesn't matter, but the practitioner will work with me. I basically told him, like, I'll be for you here for you 7 days a week, open to close, holidays, whatever you need, as long as when I need to leave to be on set.
Right.
And they were I also bartend for them for events and weddings at the same golf course, so I
Yeah,
like it.
I think a lot of you know what? It's funny. It's like and tell me if I'm wrong here, Heather, but it seems like a lot of employers, not maybe not Hollywood or New York per se, but it seems like a lot of employers between the two big pubs, they're very kind with letting you go, with actors go. Like I've talked to a lot of actors, and I hear them mention over and over that their employer will let them go for a job, like
Right.
audition on set. Do you feel that's true? Do you feel like when you tell someone that you're acting, and then especially once you can show them a movie that you're in, do they
Right.
do you get full support for that?
I have been lucky enough to at the jobs I've been at, but it's probably like it's 50-50, I would say, because I approach them at the interview with that and let them know, like, this is my main priority, this is my main goal, this is what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. Acting is my first job, just
Sure.
isn't enough to pay the bills. So, and that's why I tell them, like, if you can work with me, then my son, I have a grown child. He's 23, so I don't have anything else. I can work. I don't, want to work holidays, but I will, because acting is what I want to do. It's what I want to spend all my time doing, other than being with family. So um, I approach them with that. But I would say there are a lot of people that don't care. They don't care. They want you here. They want you to live at your job, and
So
But
you encountered both types. You've encountered the
yeah,
ones where you tell them, like, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm in movies," and a lot of times people are skeptical of that. But then
yeah,
when you show them, like, "Oh, here's the latest movie I was in," and all of a sudden
yeah,
it's like, "Oh shit, she really is an actor."
yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah. I
and
go
then
in very passionate. I mean, I tell them, like, hey, because if they won't work with me, I can't do it, because I have to be
sure,
able to go to set, and I know you never know when you're going to go, and then sometimes you think you're going to go, and weather happens, or COVID, or airplanes, or whatever, and it gets canceled. So you have to work with people who will work with you, and lucky, I am lucky enough to have found a job that does that. So, and
what
then, DoorDash came about. My roommate told me about it. She started doing it, and then she informed me, and that was right. Man, I started doing it during COVID, like heavy COVID, and like masks, gloves, like it was bad. It was bad. But anyway,
what did you do
it's
first,
nice because
Helen? What did you do first as far as and we have a question tied to that. What did you do first? Did you do acting first or makeup first? What came first for you?
um okay, probably makeup. Well, I started working at the haunted house, so I technically acting. I was started working as a haunt actress, which got me into the makeup. Like, hey, I want to make my own zombie face. I want to make my own whatever. So I would YouTube that and learn how to do it. And then whilst I was working at the haunt, I was like, maybe I'm an actress. I didn't grow up wanting to be one. I didn't have any inkling that I wanted to be one. So if you are in your 20s or 30s, however old you are, age is just a number, and there's no deadline of when you need to know what your purpose is. Because I went through all my 20s and most of my 30s, like, okay, I raised my son, and I didn't know. But yeah, it was kind of a little mixture of both. But I did SFX way more before I got into the independent film, for sure. So it was like
Okay.
haunted houses started me acting, but really got me into makeup. And then while I was doing that, I was like, okay. And I started in 2019. I just started looking through Facebook groups, and
Yeah.
it's kind of blossomed from there. It's a lot of work, a lot of emails, a lot of rejection. Um, but if it's truly in your heart, it's awesome. And I've had a plethora of great experiences, and met some really great people. And like I said, I've been doing this for about 5 years now. So just very blessed, and happy to be doing it. And Yeah, it's a lot of work. Oh, that might be him. What's wrong on the phone with you?
Uh,
I'm
uh,
not in the hole. Hold on,
do you
just a
need
second. Just let me.
do you need to take that? Do you need to take the phone call? Yikes. That might be that actually might be the mechanic. We'll find out here in a minute.
Are you still
Uh,
with me?
huh?
I can't believe I did that without losing you. That was the mechanic. Are we able to pause for like 15 minutes or 10 minutes?
I think we can
Oh,
hold you for 15. Yeah, if you can get back to
okay.
the 15, we can do that.
Yeah, 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 for sure,
It,
for
it'll,
sure.
it'll, it'll be a
I
first
appreciate
for
you
sure.
guys. Yeah, but just kind of wrap up that thought is um, makeup SFX started first, and then I really dove into the acting in 2019, and I do still do both. But if I had to choose, acting absolutely. But most directors love that I do both, and I often do both on set when it's not a
Right,
big role and I can. So
right.
it's
Well,
pretty cool.
I'm gonna save the question that we have for you. I'm gonna save that for when you get back.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um,
I
uh,
appreciate you guys
yeah, we'll
working with
hang loose
me.
for 15. Yeah, we'll hang loose for 15 minutes or so.
Okay. All right. I'll be back with my car working.
Just come back the same way you came on, and I'll be
All
here.
right. I will. Appreciate you. Be right back.
Okay. This is what we call punk rock interview today, right here. Whatever it needs to, whatever it takes to get the job done, right? Um, yeah. Matt, that's a really good question. If you're still here or not, I'm going to be asking that question right when she gets back. I was actually working that up. Yes, we will ask her about that as well because that actually seems to be another thing that seems to be very popular recently. It seems like a lot of the actors I've been talking to, a lot of times, a lot of them are getting their starts of all places at haunts, especially a lot of the independent horror actors we talk to. If you notice, if you go back and listen to some of the interviews, there are a lot of them that just get their start at the haunts. It used to be that you just put on you get a $3 mask at Woolworths and you go out there and work a haunted house, right? But yeah, it's not that way anymore. You actually have to audition for your role at a lot of these haunts because a lot of people really want to be a part of it. So you have to actually have some acting skills, and if it helps, it helps if you have the makeup skills. Hey, Echo, how are you? How are you? Echoing is better than Halloween. Yeah, it may be so, but it's not comes close to the spectacular. Everybody knows. Um, yeah, I know, Professor, right? That could be a horror movie right there. God damn it. That could be a horror movie. The mechanic who's on time. Then we can get Steven to go in there like, my car. Yeah, I so that's cool though. And and this is I think it's almost like a mandatory now, it seems like. Um, and it really is. I just don't think that you just can walk onto a set these days, especially independent set, with just one skill. I'm an actor. Okay, what else you do? I don't know if that works anymore. I think you have a much better chance if you say I'm an actor. I also do lighting. I work the boomstick. I can work. I could done crafty. I've done transportation. Transportation is really hard. I've done scout locations. I mean, if you have more skills, the better. Hi, Sue. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Here's the book I'm reading right now. This is the book I'm reading right now. I'm gonna have this done by today. I had it right here. I had it right there just in case Sue came in tonight. I um well, you know what? Could you imagine, Echo, if you actually did that and went on the House of Horrors and you surprised him by doing that? He would probably love you to death. I wonder if I could get in at working at a haunt. Professor, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. Jim says he can handle a boomstick. You know what? Seriously, why the hell not? A lot of people, a lot of these actors are doing haunts. In fact, we have Spooky Kisses will be back with us in April. And the first two seasons of her show are on Tubi right now. Uh, there we go. Steven's been lurking in here this whole time, so now he knows. Now he knows that we're gonna turn his line into a meme. See, Hop says he's worked at horror haunts. Um, Gosh, I didn't know that, Josh. You know what? Why? You know what? You should try to get in on that this year. If you feel better, you should try to do that. That would be cool, man. You would be perfect for it because you have such passion for Halloween, and you wanted to act. I cannot think of a better. I cannot think of a better way to cut your teeth than to do a haunted, a horror haunt. I mean, saves you a lot better. People mention community theater all the time, but I think doing haunts, and the thing is, the haunts are just like plays, in that sense. And it used to be haunts used to come on for like 3 weeks. They come on like the second week of October, and they would go to the end of Halloween, and that'd be it. The show would be over. There would be no November 1st. There'd be at the end of Halloween. That was it, right? So 3 weeks. Haunts start now. They start at the end of September, go through October, and some even extend to November. There are haunts that are that popular and that much in demand that you could actually work those shows. See, he used to be at JC and worked at the haunt every year. I don't see why you shouldn't do that again this year, Josh. I bet they'd love to have you. See, Echo mentions Professor. I know a good horror haunt that's right outside my bathroom after a visit to Taco Bell. See, you know what? I'm not so sure about that anymore because I had Taco Bell the other day. Man, I don't know if it's just me or so, but man, are their portions getting small or what? I got a burrito and I swear to God, it was like this big. It was like this big. It was like 2 bites. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Steven mentions. I've talked to her. Need to call her back. Was supposed to. Something came up at the time and didn't reschedule. Oh yeah. For the Saturday date. Yeah. Sorry about that, Steven. But man, you and Echo pulled it off with that Steven Rapinski interview. That was the magic right there, brother. I was impressed, and you did, and it wasn't Tim. Though him and Steve Rapinski would actually be quite a team up. And see, Steven says that I have a feeling Patrick might be Texan soon. A lot of people in Texas soon. I'm down with it. I've interviewed a lot of people from Texas. Um, let's see. Professor says, note that's truly horrifying. Echo. Eh, it's they can be. It all depends which restaurant, Professor. Some aren't as powerful as others. Um, that's right. We are interviewing Chanel Ryan on the 4th of April. That's right, because I have a cat. That's why, Steven. So just letting you know. If you want to get some of the big stars, get a cat. Let's see. Let's see. Well, there's a lot of food. Well, there's a lot of food at the fast food places that have gotten smaller, but the prices have gotten higher. Echo, you have hit it on the button, my brother. Yes. Let's see. Steven says he's filmed in Texas. That's right. You got more stuff coming up. Um, I got a lot of Circus of the Dead people for you. They're lining up for a Texas Frightmare. Who else besides Steven is going to Texas Frightmare this year? Anybody else? I know that John is going to Days of the Dead in Chicago. I think that is I think Days of the Dead in Chicago is next week, right? Yeah, I think Days of the Dead is next week. Billy Pond, Paris Randall, Tiffany Fest, uh, Horror. Yeah, oh, it's right, Horror Cat Dad. That's right. Let's see. I do know that whenever I get Taco Bell, I'm going to get a manicure right after because my nails are going to be scratching the bathroom walls. Um, that's funny. Um, that's funny. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't. How many people are actually going to conventions at all this year? At all? I know that I know that Ken and Ashley Sledge from Sledgehammer Horror, they got invited as guests. As guests, they got invited by a convention in New Jersey to be guests. I think that's amazing. I think that's going to be another wave of the future too. I think I think some horror tubers that are really popular and do have great shows with great content. I think a lot of these promoters are going to be looking for it. For one thing, they're cheap. Okay, they're cheap guests. Sorry, Ken and Ashley, but that's blame. I'm just letting you. I'm just putting it down as that. Former talent buyer here. Um, but I do think that it's just like a lot of movie studios when they cast social media actors inside their projects. They get them for next to no money, and because they know that they'll promote it, they'll promote the show, which is smart, absolutely 100% smart. I don't blame them. Both sides definitely benefit from it. Ken and Ashley's channel is going to be exposed to thousands of people during the weekend. They'll be able to say hello to a ton of people. A lot of people will sign up to it, follow them on their social media. So it is a very worthy thing to do. Plus, Ken and Ashley are also doing the acting thing as well. So there's that. I can see Steven doing that. I can see Steven by a few more credits underneath his belt, and I can see him being welcomed in as a guest at a convention. See, he may be to a Spooky Empire in October. Hopefully, have a table. Yeah, why not? I mean, I would definitely that'd be something to invest in. Definitely invest in. Um, Taco Bell would make a good movie. I don't know. You know what? It sort of makes you wonder. Well, because you have to get all the rights and stuff to that, right? Um, yeah, I guess it would be fun. I mean, if you could find somewhere with a restaurant, like a mom and pop restaurant, you could probably actually do a pretty good horror movie out of there. I mean, there's a lot of movies that have used restaurants from independent restaurant owners and made their movies out of there. Let's see. To be fair, I would sell out like a cheap corner lady of the night if I was asked to be in a movie project. I I couldn't do it, man. I'd just be too nervous. I have no flair for acting. None. No flair. None. Steven can do it. I tell you someone who actually be a pretty good actor if they ever decide to get into it would be Jim. Jim would be a good actor. Don Zombie, he'd be a good actor. Yeah. Oh God. Oh my God. Yeah, I can film myself remotely and send it in. Man, that sounds too familiar by a certain independent movie guy who I won't name. I've seen him play that same role many times. Away we go. Shit. Okay, so other good things here. I don't know if any of you heard this, but I will go over the calendar now. I will go over the calendar now because because you guys want to know. You guys want to know. So here's the calendar. So tomorrow we have Nikki Natur will be with us, along with actor Jude Fox. They'll be here tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Uh, uh, we don't have a show on Thursday. That is done deliberately. No show Thursday. We are out. We will be back on Friday at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Friday. We're doing a watch along party with director, screenwriter Michael Cassie, who did the movie Hunter's Moon. He's been on the show before. We're inviting him to come back, and we're going to be watching Hunter's Moon and talking about the movie. This will be a commentary watch. So if you watch it, we're going to be talking about the movie while it's playing. He's going to share some of his thoughts about making the film, and we'll be joined by our special guest, our young friend who we met last week, the Tennessee Bigfoot director. Khalil Neal will be with us on Friday as well. So that'll be a lot of fun. I thought it'd be cool to invite a young director who's just getting his first project up to come hang out with a seasoned Hollywood professional such as Michael Cassie. I thought, wow, what a great opportunity to put those two together. And I'm sure that Khalil will ask a lot of questions as a director that maybe I would miss. So he's going to be here. The show's going to be at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. this Friday, the 22nd. 9 p.m., 6 p.m. And it's going to be a lot of fun. And we did a gunfight at Rio Bravo. We had a lot of fun with Joe Cornette, Kerry Goodwin, and Sean Murray. So we're going to do it again. And we're going to do it in April 12th. We're having Joe Lujan back. Hopefully, cross our fingers. We will be joined by our good friend Hobbs Horror. That's right. Hobbs Horror is going to come out, hang out for us. And we're going to be covering Rust 3. Rust 3, the last Rust movie. That's the movie we're going to be covering on Friday, on April 12th. Okay, let me go over here. See, Steven says he got good news for me. Good news would be if Heather gets back here. Let's see. Stonebridge Inn. Wow. Yeah, I talked to Lynn Lowry. Who wouldn't? Lynn Lowry's she's a goddess. She's an icon. Let's see. Steven, that cracks me up. I can play the podcaster. Thanks a lot, buddy. Let's see. Professor says if he could ever make a movie, I'm casting me as a music agent. Yes. That's right. Rock. All right. So who's going to conventions this year? No one's going to any conventions? Really? I know Steven is, but that's wow. No one went to South by Southwest either. All right. Okay. So Michael Cassie and Khalil Neal and myself will be here on the 22nd. On next Tuesday, the 26th, we'll be talking to one of our fellow YouTubers, Sin from Sin's Corner, will be with us on the 26th. I'm looking forward to that. We're going to be talking about all things horror. We're going to see how she got her channel to be so flipping cool. She does a lot of things that we all do, but she does it really, really well. She deep dives, she reviews, though she did not like stop motion. She didn't like stop motion. We have to talk about that because I happen to love that actress who played in that movie. I think she, Ashley Francosi, she was absolutely stone cold gem in The Nightingale. I was excited to see this new movie with her coming out. Sin did not like it too much. So we'll be talking about that. But then again, she also didn't like Saltburn either. And everybody loved that movie. I just want to see Saltburn because Rosamund Pike. That's all. That's all I'm there for. I'll be honest with you. Want to go see Saltburn? No, I like to see Rosamund Pike though. Now, see, there you go, Jim. See, that's what and Monty did too. Monty liked it as well. Monty said the stop motion was very, very good, and he enjoyed it as well. Super impressed too. And Hobbs loved Skinner Morenik. He liked Skinner Morenik. He said, "Yep, that was his cup of tea." I was nervous. I thought that he would hate it. Honestly, I thought he'd be like Jamie and said, "No, that's not for me at all on any level." The Skinner Morenik is a really good movie. Let's see. Professor says, hopefully, if it all comes together, I might. Oh, okay. Be able to take us to San Diego Comic Con again. Wow. You know what? You could yeah, definitely, Professor. You know what? I have a feeling. I have a feeling too. I don't see why some folks don't do this. Like Jim. Like Jim could easily get away with this. If there's a convention near you, Jim, you could actually, if you know it's coming like months in advance, you should write for press pass. You should ask them for a press pass. Your channel is big enough. You are a personality. You have plenty of content. And I would actually write for. And I told that to Steven as well. To write, especially Steven too. You could write and ask for a press pass because you have content. You have a really good page, Steven. You have a podcast going on. You have an interview series. Promoters like people like you. They like you because you'll talk about their show. You'll talk about the convention, and people love that. It's free. It's free promo. All they have to do is give you a pass, and then stand back and watch you make content about it. Yeah, they'll do that. But you have to go in. You have to go in first. You have to be like the first people to do it because everybody's doing it. Um, yeah, so I would do that again. Uh, okay. Ah, yeah, volunteers are a pain in the ass. Yeah. I don't know what the minimum would be for, well, San Diego, man. You would have to be. I think San Diego's probably the only one where I would actually sit there and say you probably have to have, all in. And this is one thing I tell people too. A lot of people make this mistake. They make the mistake of just putting your YouTube channel out there, right? No, you don't put your YouTube channel out there. You include your YouTube, you include every single platform that you have. So if you're doing TikTok, you're doing Discord, you're doing YouTube, you're doing Rumble, you're doing Facebook, you're doing X, you're doing whatever, you add them all together. So when you write in there, you say, I have a reach of over 27,000 people. No, you don't have 27,000 YouTubers, but if you add up all your subscribers from all your other platforms, you can potentially reach 27,000 people. And that is what will get you through the door as a member of the press. That right there will, because of the people who you can reach. Yeah, volunteers. That actually might be rougher than a press pass. To tell you the truth, Professor, that would probably be harder than getting a press pass. But that's one thing I tell folks too. When you submit for a press pass, you include all your numbers from all your platforms. All right, that's a good thing too, because good Lord knows I need that. All right. How long have we been talking? 8:38. I'm gonna give her till 8:45 to be here. If she's not here by 8:45, then yeah, it would have been nice, but some things are just not meant to be. Um, let's see. April coming up here. I'll do April. Hopefully, yeah. All right. New library haul video is out. The library delivered finally delivered. After weeks of next to nothing. I mean, next to nothing. Finally got. They actually had 4 come in, so I got them. I got a copy of the Meg 2. Was happy to get that. I also got a copy of Saw 10, Saw X. So that was really fun to get, and I got the latest Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One. So I got that as well. Um, and I got some TV series. I got the first season of The Addams Family. I got that, and I got the first season of American Horror Story, which I've never seen. I've got a few episodes of that, but I've never seen it. So I got the first season of that. Um, let's see. The professor, the mechanic lied. This is fixed what you need. You know what? That's probably exactly what happened, Stephen. Or either that, or she got down there, and he's right. He's probably just stretching it out. Yeah, which is really messed up, you know. But unfortunately, it seems to be the way of the world. Hopefully, her car works. I mean, I can understand it being frustrating not having a car. I worry about mine all the time. So, um, hopefully so. I've actually done that. I've actually been called down there to get a car, and then as soon as you get there, they do talk. So we will see how her mechanic treats her as she has come back.
My car.
We thought you got kidnapped. We were about ready to mount a rescue operation.
I
How,
appreciate that. I'm not
how
quite on the side of a milk carton, so that's good.
okay?
Got the car back. He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
charge me any extra, and it took him. I mean, he stayed over 2 hours. He charged me what he told me. So
Okay, okay. Well, that's
yeah.
a good thing. We thought he got you down there and said, "Oh, we got this fixed, but oh, by the
Uh,
way, mechanic."
no, I left without the credit card, so we had to turn around and come back and get it.
Oh,
Because
yeah, yeah,
unfortunately, I can't pay for it with my good looks. He wants cash,
What,
so
he didn't want an autograph?
I don't
Did,
know that
did,
he knows I'm an actress.
did you tell him that you were friends with the actor Stephen Flug?
I did not. I did not.
Drop
I
Stephen's
did
name.
just meet Steven though in the flesh, in person. Got a picture
Yeah,
with him to prove it. He was fun on set. I had a great time with him, and I got to act in a scene with Steven. So
yeah. We've been having a lot of fun with his death scene where he's screaming my balls. So we've been having a lot of fun with that. I guess my balls.
that was a perfect what's the word?
The,
Impression.
how did he
That was a
act?
perfect impression.
Okay. So you're a professional. You got a ton of credits. Break it down for us here. What was
So
the
that
scene? What was it like working a scene with
not do
Steven?
it. There you
Huh?
are. There you are. You
What
froze for a second.
what was it like working with Steven? Did he try to steal your scene? Was he on his mark properly? Did he know his lines? Did he know your lines? Walk us through it.
Stephen was a gentleman and a scholar on set. He did a great job. He knew his lines, and our scene got changed. There was a lot of movement of stuff because of missing actresses and such. So our scene
Ooh.
got moved. Our lines didn't get changed, but it did get moved, and he did a great job. I had a really good time acting with him.
So when you say acting's gone missing, you're talking about independent film flu, right? Where they don't show up on set.
Yes. Well, not well. Yes and no. One of the actresses had a health issue, and couldn't make it, and the other one just didn't show up. Just fell off the face of the earth. So, but Julianne Prescott is amazing. She did great as a director. She did great as a human being. She had a lot to deal with. And then on top of that, we had flights delayed, cars, tires exploding, lots of craziness on that week in Texas. But there was an alligator in our back pond and an armadillo on our back porch. And I got bit by red ants, which I didn't know what they were. We don't have those in the grass in Illinois. Not too bad, but luckily, I heard that they can get really. I mean, you can die
Yeah,
if you're allergic. So
yeah. Red
that
ants
was
are a pain in
fun.
the ass.
And I got to work with Mel
Mel
Heflin.
Hefner.
Yes, who's amazing, and also informed me that I was trying to help an actress named Natalia, amazing young girl, still in high school, amazing. But she had lost her script, and so they were out by the windmill, like out in the grass, like way, I don't know, half a mile, maybe not half a mile, but at least a quarter of a mile away from the house. And so we're searching. I'm like, I'll help you look. And I live in Illinois, so we don't have coyotes like and red ants and things like that. So I just flying by the seat of my pants. But anyway, so I'm like, let's look for it. So so we turn our flashlight on and we start to walk into the grass, and we hear like this noise, and it sounds like a bird. And we like look at each other and we like run, like book back to the cement where you're safe from the red ants. But anyway, and I went out by myself all the way to the windmill and got it. But when I came back in, Mel said that noises we were hearing was coyotes like hunting me. They were like, they're like can throw their voices and they'll like be over here or over here. So I don't know if that's true, but it was quite the experience on set in Texas. So
Well, it was entertaining about the alligator. Did you
yeah,
get
there's a video of it. I will
okay.
post that. I have a lot to post from set, so I have been insanely busy. But there was an alligator in our creek. It wasn't a creek; it was a little lake in the back. It was like, to get to the place where we filmed, it was like a mile and a half from like a gate. There was
Okay.
like a house and then like a gate, and then you go through the gate, and it was like a cow farm. There were like cows everywhere, and then our Uber driver was like looking at us crazy, like they didn't want to take us in, but you have to go through the gate, and then it's like a mile and a half into the house.
Wow.
Yeah,
Such dedication for your craft.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a scene I posted, a scene where I get abducted with chloroform, and by the mascot. It's online now, and we were trying to get everything filmed before the sunset. It was golden hour. It was perfect. But so he drags me through the grass, and after we got done, we did about 4 takes, and I'm just itchy. I'm like itchy, itchy,
Oh
itchy.
yeah,
And then fishnet
right.
on, and yeah, I got some bites and stuff. So that there was a Bill. Oh, I can't think of his name right now. Oh, super nice guy. I see his face and I can't think of his name. His name's Bill, but he's a nurse. I'm sorry, Bill. I'll put your name in the comments. I can't think of his last name right now. So much in my mind. But he was a nurse, and he sprayed me down with I don't know what they had on set, but it
Right.
definitely helped.
Was it rubbing alcohol?
No, it was like calamine, but like spray. It's not like the pink stuff in the 80s where you like, put it on like overboard. Remember that? And where the kids they
Yeah,
all had.
we had red ants in California, and we actually it sounds funny, but we used to let them stay because
Yeah.
because they're like natural guardians against anything else coming inside the house.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah. They actually, like, we were filming in another area where when we got to set, they were like, okay, be careful. There was like a line, and they were all like carrying stuff, and they were like, but the line was like a mile long, and you could see them moving through the grass, because they have, and then I guess if you like step in like a bunch of them, they like attack your leg.
yeah.
Like the
Oh yeah.
scarab from the mummy. They're like,
Yeah.
and even if you don't die because you're not allergic, I'm sure it's not
Oh,
the few I
it's
had.
not fun. Oh,
Yeah,
and the red ants that's painful.
they're serious. Yeah, we don't have red ants. I mean, not like that. Not in Illinois. I grew up running through the grass, and so at one night we were after set in Texas. We found some. We were looking for paint. I was gonna paint. I've been doing props, and we found sparklers, so we did them. But I went out into the grass again with not thinking, and then like came, and then like my feet were swell up from the bites, because
Oh,
and standing all day. But I was like, what the heck? Because I just go into I like grew up in the grass. It's like grounding to be in the grass. So
right.
I run into it barefoot at home all the time. So we have to actually film some more in Texas. We have to do some pickup shots. So I'm gonna I've got some slides to take with me on the airplane this time, because I just
Yeah.
wore my boots, and so
Cool.
I can throw those on and not run out to the grass, because I was just doing sparklers, and then like an hour later I'm like, my feet are itchy and swollen. Like, yeah, the red ants are a thing for sure. um,
The alligator, the ruling alligators too. Steven can tell you about that too.
yeah,
The
yeah, I don't
rule
know.
is
We
you
weren't
can't
on
see.
set when it happened, but there is a video of the alligator, and I will get it and post it. and I'll tag you in it.
People don't think
Um,
about that alligators in Texas. They always think of alligators in Louisiana, or they
right,
don't think of
Florida.
Florida, mostly Florida. But yeah,
Right, I've
they
never.
have alligators in Texas, and inside the rivers, they have bull sharks in the rivers.
What? I was
Yeah,
gonna get in that lake. I wanted to get in it.
no, you
I
can't.
I mean,
I would never.
I didn't
Yeah,
know there were. I didn't know there were. I didn't know there were alligators in Texas either.
yeah,
I didn't know that. But there's definitely a video, and he's just swimming across looking for Captain Hook.
yeah. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad you couldn't. Too bad you couldn't have figured out how to cast him inside the movie.
Yeah, maybe they still can. Maybe he could be in the credits or something.
Yeah.
Julie,
You know what?
yeah, just get on there because we do have a little video.
I think you should call Julie and tell her that I got an idea for the end credits.
Yeah, I will do that. I will do that.
Now,
He has. You're right. He has to be in there. I wish I got a video of the armadillo. I didn't even see him. I was inside doing something, but everyone was like, "Oh, there's an armadillo on the back porch." So it was really cool because I live in the middle of Illinois. And I don't even live by Chicago. I'm like hours from a concert. I gotta drive 2 hours to St. Louis or 2.5 to Indianapolis or 3 to Chicago. So we don't have and the mosquito hawks are. You know what those are?
What are they called?
Mosquito hawks, they eat mosquitoes, but I thought it was a mosquito
Oh,
because they look like mosquitoes that are turning into Jumanji mosquitoes. They're like this big. I mean, they're pretty big, and they eat
wow.
mosquitoes, but they're everywhere. And then halfway through the shoot, June bugs showed up out of nowhere. Oh, and they were flying into our faces and stuff.
Those things are creepy as hell.
Yeah, yeah. We have those in Illinois, but yeah, we don't have. We have a lot of deer and squirrel, and that's so it was exciting. It was really fun, and
you're looking forward to your pickup shots.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna film Axe Grinder 7. Wow, and while we're out there filming Axe Grinder 7, we're gonna do a day and a half of pickup shots. So
okay.
I'm gonna go prepare.
The Bill guy is Bill Connor. That's who you're thinking of.
Thank you, Bill Connor. Thank you. Great guy, super super nice guy, and a nurse. Thank you, Bill Connor. I knew I was like, his name is there. His name is there. But yeah, that's who I was talking about. He's great. He saved my skin. I was so itchy. I was just like, I couldn't stop itching, and I had the fishnets on, so I was like, oh my gosh, why am I so itchy? But yeah, he was great, Bill Connor.
One of the questions that before you left about makeup was someone had our good friend Matt had asked a question. He wanted to know, is there anybody out there who you admire as far as makeup goes? Was there any, what was your favorite movie that you've watched with the makeup that just absolutely blew you away?
Right.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
Honestly, it was the same thing with acting. I didn't grow up. I always played in makeup. I always loved to dress up, but I was never interested in it like that. It was more, I wanted to do it to myself. I wanted to become the monster, which maybe that became a part of the acting too. But my favorite movie growing up was, or it now ever is Halloween '78. But really, I just like realism. I like gore, lots of blood.
Were you always a horror fan when you were growing up? I mean,
I was. I grew up going to video stores and spending 50 cents a movie, getting everything I could under the sun, except for the things that really scared me. The things I knew scare me. I never watched it. My brother had the book, and just the picture as a kid terrified me. And the guy from Poltergeist too, the old man, bless his heart, I can't think of his name. I'm terrible with names, by the way. You know what I'm talking about? The man that's he's like, God is in his holy temple. He's like, won't you let me in? He's like a poltergeist, and he's got that hat. Oh, I can't even. I'm freaking myself out talking about it. I'm such a weenie. But yeah, I did. I loved Stephen King for sure. Amityville. I watched Amityville a lot growing up. I love Poltergeist, although it terrified me, still does. to this day. Those chairs stacking
Do
up
you
and
like
the
doing slasher
clown.
movies? I mean, as far as an actress goes, do you like working? I mean, do you like working more with slashers more than say supernatural horror? Like when they say, when they say, okay, because even though you're making a movie and you're, like you're on set and everything else, but you're being told, listen, you're going to be experiencing supernatural phenomenon. As an actress, does that scare you more doing those type of roles than doing slasher roles, or
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I really haven't got to do a role, a suit. I haven't, I don't think I've done, maybe like I've done makeup for a role like that. I don't think I've got to do one like that myself. But I know 100% that's more terrifying to me. Blah.
Oh, I bet.
So,
I bet. Steven wants to do a movie with June bugs, but
yes.
there was a movie with June bug in it already. It's called "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." June bug. He OG'd. Remember June bug OG'd. He over golded.
I love that.
That's
We could
right.
make the sequel.
Oh my God. I'm not sure how many people are left for the sequel. I think they're all gone. Isaac Hayes and Jim Brown are gone. Bernie Casey's gone. The lady who played the mom, she's gone.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know who's left. Yeah, they're all the cast is pretty much all gone.
Maybe we
But
need to remake it then.
yeah, we have to reboot it. We have to
Yeah.
reboot it.
Reboot it.
Why not?
Reboot it.
Hey,
That's it.
why not? They rebooted Candyman, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you feel?
Exactly.
What do you feel as a horror fan? What do you feel, and as an actress? What do you feel about if you got asked to do a reboot? Like, let's say we know the remake of the Crows coming out soon. What would you do if you got an offer if you got a chance to audition for that to play a part in a movie like that? Is that something you look at and go like, yeah, I like to do it because I like for the fame and the money, or is it or would you look at it like that's a piece of art, I can't really improve on it, so I'm gonna pass
Right.
on
That's
it.
Yeah, it depends on the project, you know. If I feel like it's something that you could really do something really cool with, but there's just some things that you can't you just can't touch. You know what I mean? So it's always about the art for me. It's never about the money. I say this all the time. I mean, I have to live. I have to pay my bills.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you do.
I will
And you
hitchhike
and
to
you
get
de-
to
and you de-
set.
and you
Like
deserve to get and you deserve to get paid.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But it's not about that for me. It's about the art. It's about getting to perform and getting to act. And so, and this is often a thing that comes up. Is pay. It's a huge thing because it's not the most important thing to me, and it is to others, and that's to each their own. Um, and like I said, I have to live. Which is why I bust my butt here in between sets. But it's in my soul, it's in my heart, and I'll hitchhike to you, if I'm supposed to be on set. So never about the fame and fortune. Always about the art for me, and especially like when it comes to stuff like that. Like I can't believe they redid Poltergeist. Like
Yeah.
it was terrible, and you just cannot get the 80s, that charisma, magic, you just can't recreate that.
Yeah.
So I
I, I
definitely,
I don't I
I
don't think
mean,
you're I don't think I just it's funny too, and I'm actually the more more we're talking right now, the more I'm actually thinking that might have been the case because the Crow's being remade, and I'm thinking okay, and I went and I looked to see okay who's in the Crow, who's in the remake,
mhm,
and Heather, other than three people in that, other than the main three people, and I don't even know who the girl is really. I guess she's a name of some sort. I never heard of her. But
right,
other than Bill Skarsgård and Danny Houston, I don't know anybody in that cast. And it's funny because I'm thinking about this and going like, that's probably because a lot of people said no to the project. They probably said no. I know that the money. I know they were going to spend a whole lot of money on the remake. I know they're going to
right,
try to keep it low budget. But you would think like the first movie, you go back and look at the first Crow. Holy crow! I mean, that thing's just a
oh,
Michael Walcott, Bai Ling, you got Tony Todd, you had I mean, you just had a ton of stars in it. Ernie
right,
Hudson. There's a ton of stars in that first Crow, a ton.
Right.
and even back then they were known. They were known back when
Right.
that movie came out. Now this movie comes out now, and all of a sudden now there's now so many. There's like I said, there's nobody in there that I know.
Right.
That's not to say that they're a
Me
bad.
either.
Yeah, not to say they're bad actors, but I'm very curious to know. I mean, to
Yeah,
me,
you
it's like,
just can't. I just don't even have interest in it because
no, I don't either.
you
I
just,
don't
it's
either.
not like, and that's why I'm like, to each their own, they're going to do it. They're not going to do it. They're going to do what they want. They're trying to make money, but it's like, you can't recreate that. Just like you can't recreate that the 80s, like that. Whenever when I watch Poltergeist, that reminds me of being a kid, and I grew up in the 80s and the 90s. So
I know they're doing that with an Omen too. They're doing the first Omen. And it's like I don't understand that. What do you feel about prequels and sequels as an actor? I mean, even a lot of independent films come out there and they come out to like, like you're doing Axe Grinder 7. So I guess there's been 6 others beforehand. Or,
right.
or Camp Blood, 94, whatever. And it's like, so sorry about that. But I mean,
No.
what does it feel, what drives you to do a project? I mean, you see a name like Axe Grinder 7, you're going like, do you just sit there and go like hell to the yes? Do I get killed, or do you feel like going like, or is it like you look at it and go like, okay, so they're gonna kill another 10 of us off, and then we're gonna go Axe Grinder 8. I mean,
Right.
do you ever get discouraged by the stories
N-
by some of these movies?
no, each one is its own adventure for sure. Sometimes they have absolutely nothing to do with each other. And that's okay. It really is its own adventure, its own story, its own character. My character in Camp Blood 666 is absolutely opposite of my character in um, Cheerleader Camp Elimination. So each one is its own thing. So, and a lot of times it's the director, Will Colazo and Julianne Prescott, who I worked with. They're great people. They're awesome people. They're fun to work with, and they produce fun work. So, and then of course I love gore. I love to be chased. I love to be physical in movies. So if I get to fight for my life, then that's always a
And
good time for me.
how many times have you been killed so far in your movies?
I haven't counted. I've been drowned. Uh, I've had my face ripped off.
Oh, okay.
Um, that one's not out yet. Um,
Is that the weird cheetah one that I
no,
heard from you?
that's the Evil Three. That's CJ Vecchio. He did Michael Myers. Uh,
Yeah, I've heard of him.
my brain is Jason Voorhees and Leatherface. And we filmed in Chicago, and that was a blast. He's a great filmmaker as well. He runs. I'm actually getting ready to judge some shorts. I think they're shorts. They might be full length features for his Chicago Film Fest. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. I'm sorry, CJ, but you can see it on his page. CJ Vecchio. Yeah, super excited about that one. Let's see. Torture the Flesh is coming out. I don't. I make it through that one. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Yay.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Derek Brash is the director on that. Him and his wife Nina Trader are amazing people as well. I love working with them. They're up in Chicago as well. That's a really fun one. I play a stripper in that one named Lacey, so that's good
Uh-oh.
time. Yep.
That happen, do you get those kind of scripts too? Do you get asked for those, to do nude scenes? Is that something that's
Yeah.
come up your career that you said, do you look at that and go like, yeah, not so much. I don't mind an axe to the head, but I don't, or you just don't care.
No, I
Or is
do.
this
I
like,
have kind of a happy medium. I do. I won't do like full frontal nudity. I do sex scenes, and topless scenes. So it doesn't come up very often, and I don't want to do it just to do it. If it
right.
fits the scene, then I'm cool with it. I've had a baby, so it's like what's a pair of boobs, really? Yeah. But
You know how horror fans are. They, it's it's like after the '80s, it seemed like that was dying out. Nudity
yeah,
and even the independent horror was dying out.
yeah,
But it
yeah,
does
yeah.
seem to be lately seem to be wanting to try to come back. I'm not sure if it will or not, but I mean, I turned on a couple of recent horror films and I've actually seen some like topless scenes. I'm like, oh, that's different.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm expecting the axe through the head. That I'm not surprised at. But also
Right,
there's a new scene that's like, oh, I haven't seen one of those
right.
in about 10 years.
Right, right. Yeah, I think it's okay, if it's not oversaturated and it fits the scene. And some movies, that's all it is. And it's definitely more popular now. It's definitely come back now than, because you're right. Like in the 90s, I don't, maybe every once in a while, but most of the movies I loved in the 90s don't really have any nudity in them.
No, no, not really at all. All the way up to the early, middle of the 2000s, maybe
Yeah, yeah,
2000 up to,
really, yeah, yeah. The 2010s. Is that what you call them? The
yeah,
2010? I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I couldn't
But
tell you. Honestly, hell, I honestly from now, from the 2000s, I I could tell you all sorts of fun kills I've seen, but I couldn't tell you anybody who's actually gotten naked in a horror movie in the last 10, 12 years. I couldn't tell you.
right,
Yeah.
right,
What,
right. It
what,
kind
what,
of
what,
sucks because sometimes, that instead of it being like fitting the scene, it just like, oh, let's just have a reason to get people naked and try to make money. I don't
right.
know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. Like I said, to each their own. I don't judge anybody. I
You
just
know,
do it. Fits
now,
me.
now, how about this? I mean, how do you decide which movie you do? I'm sure you get offered quite a bit of scripts every week. You get 5 or 6 or whatever, or 7 or 8 a month or whatever it is. How do you decide to do which movie that's going to fit you? What dictates that? The amount of gore, the people you star with, the location, the pay, the story. What drives you, Heather, to pick out the roles that you do?
Absolutely, the character, the character in the story. Um, like I said, I have to pay my bills, but pay is not a. It's like on the bottom of my list. Um, the people I work with, location, all that's, directors definitely add into, because you got those people that you love working with that are good people, and they just want to make good films, and they're genuine, and they have the same goal I do, and that's just to make movies. Because even when I'm not acting, if I'm not acting, if there's not, it's not always a role for me, or I'm not scheduled for that day, what can I do behind the film, what behind the camera? I'm not doing makeup. I can slate. I can crafty. I can hold a light. I can, whatever you need me to do. I just want to make movies, and and when you find genuine people who want to do the same, you tend to want to work with them again. But that and definitely the character in the story, for sure, for
Do
sure.
you
I
feel
love.
like more and more people are taking that attitude as like like before it'd be like you walk onto a set and you're like I'm an actor and people are going like and like okay
Right,
so you're acting and what else can you do
right,
it's
right.
gonna be do you think it's gonna become more and more important going forward to be to be multi
I,
hyphenated?
I don't see how it can hurt. I don't see it happen a lot on set. Um, but I don't see why, you couldn't do it. I mean, it can get
Right.
overwhelming. It can be a lot to take on. It's just, making movies is just in my soul. So it's what I love to do on both sides of the camera. But yeah, I mean, it can't hurt. I mean, like I said, most of the time when people find out I do special effects, and after they've tasked me, they're like, "Oh, wait, you can help out with that too. That's fantastic." So,
Right.
but
What's been your most pleasant? What's been your funnest set that you've ever worked on? The one that you just had absolute joy on, and
uh,
what made it so fun?
it would be this last set I was on, Cheerleader Camp Elimination, hands down. The people I worked with, um, crew and cast, the director, sorry, Um, and the character was a blast. She was Fiona is something else. Just the camaraderie on set, all the adventures. It is uh, just such a blessing and a great time on set. Nico was there. He cooked like we ate like kings. I mean, it was a blast. And I bet at one point there was 40 people on set. We were there the whole time. People were in and out, and it was just cool. I met a lot of people that I worked with in the same movies, but never met face to face. Clint Beaver, Mel Heflin. Um, 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 yeah, it was really really fun. Even though it was like lots of crazy like mishaps going on, we all came together and we made a movie. And I was up till 4 a.m. every night crafting, sewing, not sewing, ironing on wolves because we had cheerleader costumes, so we had to cut up sashes and then cut up the letters and then iron them on. And
Sure.
making props. I love to do props along with SFX. Making
Now, have you taken?
there's
Do you take at least one prop home with you for every movie that you've been in?
Have not yet. Hopefully, I get to on this one once we wrap. I made a lot of these were Julie's idea, but I made them come to life. We have a tennis racket that's got a knife like about like this long in the bottom of it. So you could be holding the tennis racket like, hey guys, want to play some tennis? And then and then you pull up the knife. I was
Wow.
doing that on set a lot, so it was fun. We have a hockey stick that we turned into is it Scythe? Sith. Is that what it is? Scythe?
Yeah,
Scythe?
yeah.
It's my
It's
favorite
like
role.
where you do
So yeah,
grafting.
I took the bottom of a plastic, or I took the hook off, painted it silver, and then like black taped it to a hockey stick. So that's one of our weapons. But yeah, I made lots of cool stuff. Lots of cool stuff on that set. But yeah, it was all the things. It was the character and the people and the teamwork and the story. um and it was like 80 degrees and like 20 degrees in Illinois, so I love that too. But yeah, that cheerleader camp elimination was to date hands down the funnest set I've ever been on, so I look forward to finishing that and for you guys to see it. It's I got a fight scene in there, which I love. I've been doing more fight stunt work, and I want to get into that as well.
How do you like doing that? I mean, have you
I I absolutely love it. I absolutely
have you
love
been
it.
hurt? Have you been hurt yet?
No, no. Janet Wang's actually who choreographed it, and I do have a big bruise from my when I fell when I died. I landed on the concrete. We didn't use a fall pad. We were just kind of in a hurry, and it was fine. But I have a bruise like this. I'll post it too. It's a really good one. It's gone now, but yeah, I love, love, love fight scenes. I've done two now. And we're gonna add some more into that when I go back in a couple months. But
Well,
it is
you
super
better bring
fun.
your fall pad with you.
Yeah. Do what?
You better bring your pad with you. Your
Yeah,
fall pad.
yeah,
Yeah.
they had ball pads. And I don't know, I just must have landed weird because I didn't land hard. I kind of just like melt onto the floor, but I must have hit my leg wrong because immediately I thought I got bit by something because my leg was swelling up, but it was just all the white blood cells running in the night. It was good. It's if I have a physical scene, I expect to leave with bruises. So I want for it to look real, and I really want to do more stunt work. I love physical, intense scenes. They're kind of my specialty. So,
Uh,
yeah.
we have a question here from Steven. It says, does she have a favorite FX moment, that FX look that you have done? Well, yeah, tell us about the most challenging makeup that you've had to do on a movie, or was it?
Okay. That would be from.
Okay, go ahead.
Say that again?
I'm
Oh, I
sorry.
think
Go
it was
ahead.
echoed. No, that's okay. Final summer, I was the head FX artist, and I did hair and beauty for them. Um, that's John Iceberg. We filmed that at the Dan in Danville, Illinois, at the Boy Scout camp, which I'm pretty sure is haunted, by the way. Um, but anyway, I got to do a lot of fun stuff on that set. I did my first gunshot squib. Um, I did. A guy got an axe to his chest. Um, a lot of stuff looks like is way more simple. Like a lot of SFX is like super simple. Like there's a girl that I have a picture of it on my IMDb, and it didn't make the movie, but she's got a knife in her back, and so I just broke the knife part off the handle and like super glued it to a piece of cardboard and cut a hole in her shirt and fed it through and attached it to her bra, and then just dressed it with blood and stuff. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. So sometimes it's the most simplest things ever, but I would definitely say if that was the first time I ever done SFX for a feature, and it was definitely a learning experience. And it was fun. I got to do a lot of cool stuff. I love doing bruising and cuts are my favorite to do, like bruises and like slices from a tree or anything like scratches.
And you said you were self trained. You self taught, right? You pick up everything. You picked up everything from YouTube. That's
Yes, sir.
amazing. Now,
Thank you.
have you done any prosthetics like your have you made arms or heads or anything else like that?
Not yet, but I want to. I just haven't had the opportunity. Well, really, it's not even that. It's mostly that I've just been pouring myself into acting, so I haven't put as much focus on it. But if someone needs me to do something, I'm gonna look it up and learn it. I haven't done anything like that, but I did cast my own face, so I could build. I had to cast my own face so I could build. A zombie mouth. I wanted it to go cover my mouth. So it's basically just like Kleenex and cotton halves, rounds ripped in half, and my teeth are acrylic nails, like fingernails. And but I couldn't build that on my face. I had to build it on a copy of my face, and then it would fit my face. And then I also made a Silent Hill nurse mask, which
Cool.
was really fun and cool. And the YouTube tutorial was like, "Do not do this at home alone." I was like, "Oh, it'll be fine. I'm alone all the time." My son's grown, so it's like I'm always just. That's why I don't watch a lot of scary movies. Yeah, I love Silent Hill because then I freak myself out. I'm a big weenie. But anyway, I had to put a Walmart bag over my head with like two holes cut out, and then you start like putting the plaster strips on your head. I'm like, this what could go wrong, right? So I got it on. I built it really nice. I built it to about here, and then I couldn't get it off. I was like, I couldn't get it off because I tend to overdo things sometimes, and I built it too far back, and I was like, this is it. This is how I'm gonna die in this mask I built. So
Wow.
I had to break it, and so R.I.P. to the Silent Hill nurse mask because I had it for 5 years, and I wore it at the haunted house, but it was plaster was starting to go up my nose. So I had to retire it and I need to build a new one. But when I was wearing it, it would fit like tight up against my head all the way to my
Wow.
ears. I had to like shove it on. It was so cool.
You know, I
But-
watched the movie and I watched that movie and I watched the behind the scenes look, like they showed how to do the makeup, how they did the special effects for Silent Hill. That costume, that costume, what they had to go through. Oh my gosh, it's heavy.
I don't know that's on there. I need to watch
Yeah.
that. I
That's an
love Silent
essential
Hill.
feature. Me too.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
though? As much as I loved the first one, I hated the second one. Man,
Wow. Do
the
you play
second
video
one,
games?
huh?
Do you play video games?
No, just
No.
loved the movie.
It's
But
it's scary.
I hated the second one. It was just
Yeah.
garbage. I was
Yeah.
like so disappointed.
I
I
know.
know I
Because
know
the
they're
first one
remaking.
was so good. It was so
Uh,
creepy.
now, see that's a good supernatural horror right there. Now, if
Yeah.
you get a chance to do a video game or a natural, or supernatural horror movie like The Crow or Silent Hill, would you feel okay doing a movie like that? Would you feel comfortable doing a movie like that, or would it still give you the creeps because of the supernatural element?
Oh, I would do it, and I would live in every moment and that'd be like be terrified. I love being scared. It would probably like I don't know. It would be intense, but I would definitely take it on for sure. Because that scares me way more than a guy with a knife.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you just feel like you see a guy
Although
with a knife
people,
and you just feel like, you know, honestly, today's world, I mean,
That's
most of the
everywhere.
time, yeah,
People are
yeah,
crazy. That's what I was just getting ready to say. It should be scary because people these days are just nuts. You just hear about like just I don't know, a year ago someone got stabbed. Just a worker, one of my friends that I know from Vegas. They work on the Fremont Street, and they were just someone just walked up and just started stabbing her, and she died like just out of nowhere. Like who that's stuff.
wow.
I mean, like maybe it did happen, and there wasn't the internet, but I don't remember people being like that. I think that
Do
I
you
don't
think?
know.
Do you think? I mean, as when you if would you if you had a child who was like 10 or 11 right now, if your boy was 10 or 11, would you let him watch any of your movies, or would you wait till he was 16 or 17 before you
What
watch?
watch what?
I mean, if you had a young son, like you said, you have a son now.
Hmm.
Now, would you let your son, if he was 10 or 11, would you let him watch your movies now, or would you make him wait until he's much older?
I would probably make him wait.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I can
Some of
see.
it's pretty intense. When I send scenes to my mom, I'm like, "Mom, just this is intense." And
Oh
she's like, "Oh
God.
my goodness!"
So how did
Like
your
I
mom
sent her
react?
the scene.
How did your mom react the first time she saw you die on screen? Did blow her mind?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it does a lot. She gets
Yeah.
surprised. She's
Appa- appa-
supportive of me, so I appreciate her.
just
But
let you
just
know,
recently, I'm
I've
sorry. Go
asked that
ahead.
question. I've asked that question before. Like, like, yeah, I took my mom to see that, my dad to see the movie, and it's like they're more like more upset. Like, there's been a couple scenes where there's some sassiness involved. The
Yeah.
parents are more upset instead of like, okay, instead of my daughter showing a boob on the movie, they're far more upset when they see their daughter die in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the
Yeah.
nudity that gets. It's not the nudity that gets the parents. It's the death.
Death.
You
Right.
know?
Right. That's why
Yeah.
I posted that scene of me getting kidnapped. I was like, okay, mom, just know it's kind of intense. And she was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. So I try to prepare because, I give it my all. I want it to look as realistic as possible. And like I said, when I'm with my partner or whoever I'm acting with, Ralph Ray, who's actually was in the mascot suit for that scene and did a great job. Um, he's a fight coordinator as well. I'm like, don't take it easy on me. Like, it's okay to be rough with me, and if I get some bruises, I expect to end up good because we're being physical, and those really are my favorite scenes to do. They're really fun. I got to have a pretty good fight with Leatherface in the Evil 3, which isn't out yet, but will be coming out soon. Which is
The evil three, are they? Is that Leatherface, Michael Myers, and Jason?
yep,
Oh,
yep,
it's a
that's
fan. It's a fan film. Oh,
yep,
okay.
that's yep, yep, that's CJ Vecchio, yep, and yep, and that was that was filmed, gosh, I want to say 2 years ago, but I'm terrible with time. Like COVID has thrown me all off.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like I'm like, what? And it's already like April almost. I'm like, it's just Christmas, like 5 minutes ago. But
Right.
yeah.
Steven says, he said, yeah, telling mom about the wild, crazy scenes that he does. Yeah, I love to see Steven's mom watch that scene where he goes, my balls.
Has she seen the trailer
Uh,
yet, Steven?
Oh yeah, well they one of our friends has actually take the clip from that. He runs the clip on his off his YouTube channel now. So every time he goes live, we see Steven doing that. So
I
Steven's
love
now
that.
he's immortal. He's immortal.
Yes.
So much fun. So much fun. So what's next with you? What's next with you after you do pickups? What are you gonna be? What do you got going on later on in 2024? Will you be going to any
Um,
conventions as a guest?
yeah, I got lots of stuff going on. Let's see. Okay, so I film Axe Grinder 7 pickups for Cheetah Camp Elimination, and then I'm doing um, Murder Wanna, which the Indiegogo is going for that right now. They actually just restarted it. It's really, really fun. I play a doctor in that, Dr. Jill Weber. Um, and Jeremy Sandor plays the other doctor. This is done by Jordan Hoover, and so if you can support, check out that. I'll post all this too, all these stuff we've talked about. But that's going to be a really fun one, Murderwana. I'm doing The Tie That Binds for Unearthed. That's an anthology. Yeah, that's going to be with Derek Brash. He's doing his part. We're doing The Tie That Binds. I play Katie. That's going to be in April in Chicago.
That one's going to have a little bit of money behind it.
Yeah. Have you seen that one?
No, but I know Unearthed. I know Unearthed. Yeah, they do some really good movies.
Yeah, yeah. Unearthed is we did oh gosh, I can't think of what it's called now. Santa's Revenge, I think, is what he ended up calling it, from the last anthology. That was a holiday one.
Okay.
Derek, but this one's called Unearthed, and our segment is called The Tie That Binds, and it's a police drama, kind of, not drama, but thriller, I would say. And that's a really, really fun character. So I'm really excited for that. And then we're also filming the last segment for Six Pack of Terror. And that one we've been working on for a few years. We're filming that. That's with Jeremy Sandor the weekend before we do The Tie That Binds. That's also
how do people react to that? Like when you hear that, like, as we've been working on for a few years now, you and I and everybody in the chat, we understand that. But I think for the average movie fan, when someone says that, like, we need a few years to make a movie, it takes a lot. It's not so easy with an independent film, is it?
Yeah, there's all kinds of things that come up. Sometimes things get pushed back, sickness, money, people flaking out, COVID pushed.
Let me ask you this real quick, Heather. What frustrates you more as a performer? The fact that the lack of money for some of these projects, you feel like, you come in there and you go like, if we only had an extra 5,000 or an extra 10,000, this could actually go somewhere. This actually could be I could put my name on it. This actually can be sold at Walmart.
Right.
Or it's people, or does that bother you more, or the fact that people who say they want to do a movie and then they no show, they just especially someone like 75% of the movie, their lead actor in it. I mean, there's one filmmaker whose story I always keep with me, who he was almost done with this movie. He's almost done with it. And then his two leads say that they're going to go to a concert right before the last day of filming.
Oh,
and
no!
They don't. He recasted them on the ball. He killed both their characters off. Recasted. He did. Brought in 2 new people in. He killed their characters off. Kept going without missing a beat.
Yeah, that's definitely more frustrating because it affects everyone. It affects everyone. The character that we were missing in this last one, because someone didn't show up, she had to rewrite a lot, and it affects her as the director. It affects everyone in the scenes with her. Everything got changed. I mean, we make it happen. We killed it, but it is frustrating because, everybody, it's a lot to get everybody at the same time, at the same place with, we got to have food to feed everyone. We got to have places for them to sleep, on top of everything else, and, keep wrangling everyone. And then, for someone just to be like, it's, it's not really fair to everyone else.
No.
But it happens more than you realize. And we just, more lines for me, more lines for me. So whatever, we make it happen, but it is frustrating. And it is frustrating too, trying to raise money, because some projects seem to get thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and we're just struggling with some other projects, but all you can do is forge forward and, just try to keep on reaching out to people and pushing your project. And, we make it happen one way or another. And sometimes it does take years, because sometimes the funding falls through, or it takes that long to raise the money, or Jeremy lives 5 hours south of me, and Chicago's 3 hours north of me, so he's 8 hours away. And COVID a lot of times messed up sets. So one person gets COVID, and then they're gone, and so but we always come together, and everything happens for a reason, I guess they say.
Right.
But
Right.
you know
All right. I'm looking at the clock here, and I think we have hit our mark. I want to thank you, Heather, for coming out and hanging out with us and talking
Absolutely.
about. We'll definitely have to do this again without the mechanic.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, let's
who was your
absolutely. Yeah, I got lots
who was
more
your
to talk. I
favorite
got lots more projects to
mechanic?
talk about.
I got a question for you too. Who is your
Yeah,
favorite mechanic? Jason Statham or Charles Bronson?
Charles Bronson.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. People probably don't remember that Charles Bronson was the original mechanic. Do you remember who started as his co-star?
Mm-mm, I couldn't tell you.
Dan Michael Vincent,
Ah,
Airwolf himself. Yeah,
that's
that's
right.
right. Classic movie too. Classic
Yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Uh, uh, I want to thank you, the chat, for hanging out with us,
yeah.
including getting Heather's car back safe and sound. You guys stayed with that. Thank you so much. That made it great. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that. And we'll be back tomorrow night with our two new guests. We're going to be talking with our good friend Nikki Natir, and from Rogue Luna Entertainment, and she has got a podcast drama that we'll be talking to her about,
Ooh,
and talking to one of her stars of that podcast. Jude Fox will be with us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. And again, Thursday we have no show Thursday. We're blacked out, but we'll be back here Friday night at 9 p.m. with film director Michael Cassie, and we'll be doing a watch party and commentary for Hunter's Moon, which starred Amanda Weiss from Nightmare on Elm Street,
nice.
Jake Moore, Daniel Hill, and Katrina Baldwin, and Sean Patrick Flannery, and a whole ton of other good folks. And we will be here on Friday to talk about that. Heather, stay right where you're at. And to the chat, thank you so much. Have a great night. The
Thank
Boneyard
you.
at 11 o'clock tonight. The Boneyard. We'll see you over there. I'm not sure what they're doing. I'm sure they're watching a movie with the Boneheads, and I'll see you over there. We'll talk to you soon, and have a great night. And Heather, stay right there. Closing's fun.